Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
.704 South Austin Avenue, Mesquite Creek Outfitters. That is where we are live for the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show tonight. And, man, do we have a treat for you. I couldn't concrete it on Tuesday, but I've been waiting for this since the 2022 season. I got to grab it to make sure I read it right because I'm so excited that this coach is here with us tonight. Coach Payne, in his fourth year with the Georgetown Eagle baseball program. His primary role, working with the pitchers and the catchers. He graduated from Portales High School, New Mexico, and then received his BS in math at Eastern New Mexico University. He has 31 years of experience coaching high school baseball, having a head baseball coaching stops at Clovis, New Mexico, Houston Memorial, and Katy Seven Lakes, amassing a 302-24 career record as a head coach. His last stop being at Lubbock, Monterey as the pitching program coordinator before moving to Georgetown 4 years ago to be closer to children and grandchildren and be a part of a great baseball program here at Georgetown. And he is blessed to be married to his wife, Amy. After the Eagles won the 2022 state championship, Coach Payne also proceeded to win the Social Media Post of the Year award. And so if any of you guys aren't familiar with that, it's laminated up here if you want to look at it, what he did with his gold medal. And so I brought that today for everyone to look at if you need to see it. He went on Twitter and posted an epic post with his medal and about continuing his hobbies after such a successful season, but everything was done with the gold medal. And so we bring on now Coach Chad Payne. I tell you what, and it's not Jordan's fault that you're here tonight. We can blame Cooper Ashby. He is a first-team all-state, all-academic, all-state team member. He's in the top 10% of his class at Georgetown. He's in a banquet tonight. Coach Vieira was escorting him. And so Coach Vieira said, I can't be there. So guess who will be there? Coach Payne. And I have been waiting for this moment to get him on here just because it's a great baseball mind. He's a fun person to sit and just talk baseball about, talk about just life. And I've had more fun sitting in the coach's locker room chatting with Coach Payne and as he awaits for the players to come each and every day. And, Coach, another good season at the helm. You and Jordan seem to be rocking and rolling along with Coach Durrell and one win away from a undefeated district championship. How's that feel?
I didn't even realize until after last week when Coach Vieira mentioned it was 3 in a row. That's a big deal. That really is. Just winning 2 in a row is pretty successful, but having 3 in a row, that's really, really special. I'd say our season's kind of gone the way we thought it would. We're finishing where we want to be. This was the goal, to win district. That's always the ultimate first goal. We had our bumps early in the season, but that's always normal. Pretty typical. We don't go into any of the preseason or early season tournaments and say, hey, this is a goal of ours at the end of the year is to, win one of those early tournaments. So we always go through the growing pains, the bumps, the bruises, trying to figure out, who we've got, who we can count on, what our roles are. And usually by the time we get to right about now, if we can be peaking, and I think we're kind of there. And that's what you want. You want to push your team and build your team to the point where you hit May and you're peaking. And I think we feel pretty good right now. Looking at this pitching staff, as the two main starters through the district time have been David Fluitt and Riley Leiniger. And you look at their stats from the full year, and then I was talking about them the other night when Leiniger took the mound. A lot of ERAs on this pitching staff in district under 1. And when you go 13-0 right now, looking to go undefeated 14-0 on Friday night, that's going to happen. And this staff has done a great job of stepping up when they need them. You get a closer like Luke Hawley. But not a lot of opportunities for saves when you're winning games by 5, 6, 7 runs. But how important is that this pitching staff has tried to find its legs outside of your two starters, the guys that are going to come in out of the bullpen like Cooper Ashby, like Andrew Nations, like a Tate Ritchie, like a Hayden Grooms, those pitchers that will come in. Colton Crutchfield is one of them, and Luke Hawley.
How is that big on helping now as we get ready for this playoff run?
It's vital. You have to have depth on your pitching staff. There are some schools, there are some programs, some coaches that they'll have one good pitcher, two good pitchers, three good pitchers, and they'll just ride them. Our goal here is to get as many good arms as we possibly can, and that's the reason why we'll take all of our freshmen typically every year and say, hey, we're going to make everybody here pitchers. We always have some freshmen every year that say, well, Coach, I've never pitched. So that's okay. We're going to see if you can. I know Sam Stripmatter, he was one of them this year, a little freshman. He said he'd never pitched. And I said, well, we're going to see if you can. And he can throw strikes. You start developing the depth at the freshman level. You get everyone pitching. It kind of shuffles out as it becomes sophomores and then juniors and seniors. And if you can manage anywhere from seriously like 8, 9, 10 arms per class, now when you get 8, 9, 10 in the senior class and 8, 9, 10 in the junior class, you've got yourself a pitching staff. And you've got a lot of depth, and that's what we shoot for, and that's what we've been able to build this year.
And we'll get to talk to Sam Stripmatter. He's our freshman player of the week, and talk about he's only thrown 6 innings, but it's kind of great numbers looking at those 6 innings. Only a few hits, 1 run, it wasn't earned. And so these kids, as they come in, how hard is it, or what kind of work does it take from you and to Coach Vieira for the kids to buy in and take and trust you on that, running the pitching program, that, hey, I've never pitched, and you're going to try to make them a pitcher and see what they can do? How hard is it to buy that trust from those kids?
It's not really that hard. We've got great kids here in Georgetown. They're all very coachable, very receptive to what we ask them to do. So when we explain it to them like that at the beginning of the year, look, we're going to try to make everybody pitchers and see if you can. Typically we get a lot of kids that are okay. I wouldn't say they volunteer for it, but they're perfectly willing to take a chance to see if they can do it too.
And it's awesome for these kids that get themselves into multiple positions to be an asset to the team, be it defensively in the infield, the outfield, behind the plate, or on the mound, to be a part of those teams. And when you're fighting positions on this program, when you have teams lined up and stacked up with people trying out lots of numbers, it's something you want to be versed at, but it also builds that program for the future. And that's what we've seen here at Georgetown, the ability and the type of athletes you guys continue to get at this program. We look for Friday. I think everyone's expectation, we got to go in ready to play. You can't roll over to a team like Bastrop. They need a little help from Conley and to beat us to be able to make the playoffs or get a chance to make the playoffs. How do you get these guys locked in? How do you guys keep you coaches keep these guys focused to get past this, knowing the playoffs are coming next week?
It's the routine. It is the routine. Kids kind of know what they expect every day. They know what to expect on Monday. They know what we're going to do on Tuesday. They know what to expect on Wednesday, Thursday. It's just what we do every week. They've bought in. They've bought in for 12 weeks now, and the plan has worked. So they trust us. They enjoy it. At this time of the year, it does get sometimes maybe a little bit more difficult, to get motivated when you're at this point of the season. But then when you're looking forward to next week and there's playoffs, then that kind of gets your fire going again. We might probably next week even add some things in there that are a little bit fun, doing practice, maybe some competitions, just kind of keep the blood flowing, getting them ready for the main show, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the first round. So, it's worked. It's a routine.
Since a lot of these people have never gotten a chance to sit and talk to you, outside of baseball, what made Chad Payne tick? What is? I know you got 4 grandbabies. Yeah. Having 7 grandbabies, that is the life right now for us. We enjoy that. Yeah. What's the life for Chad Payne outside of teaching and baseball when you get that break?
I try to relax as much as I can when I get away. It used to be where, as a baseball coach, that kind of encompassed my whole life too much. And it took, I'd say, 10, 15 years to kind of realize, I need to have a life. I need to have a family. I cannot get, so wrapped up in what I am as a baseball coach. So, when you're young, you've got these goals and ambitions, and, you're striving to be the very best you possibly can. And it just comes with experience. But I relax. I relax a lot. I do a lot of landscaping. I'm into plants and flowers, and I'm into making walking sticks. Got some other business options that I'm working with too. But it all starts, my wife is back here in the back. I talked her into it. I tricked her into coming tonight. She's my wife for 35 years. So
congratulations on that. That's awesome. And to think she's been through this with you the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
She's put up with you through the 35 years,
Yeah.
31 years of baseball, and that's awesome. That it's an awesome accomplishment given these times that we live in. And so congrats on that. 2 kids and 4 grandbabies.
Right. We got another one on the way. Our son lives here. Our daughter and her husband are down in the Cypress area, and they've got 2 grandsons. 2 of our grandsons, and then my son's here, and he's got two daughters, 2 granddaughters for us, and we have a grandson on the way. So we'll have 5 grandbabies by the summer, and you know it's all good. Life is good. I couldn't be blessed more. You know.
Something about the smile and the attention from your grandchildren make things a lot better. We just got back last week from spending time with 3 of our grandkids at the beach, and it just makes you. Your week go fast, but it makes it so enjoyable. And so congrats on the 5th grandbaby coming. Do we know when baby's due?
June.
Well, so hopefully they'll wait till after the state tournament so we can get through with all the baseball. But what brought you to Georgetown? You came out of Lubbock, Monterey. We talked right before the tournament this year, and Lubbock, Monterey came down, and I found out that is where you came from. How did Jordan pull you here to the Georgetown away from Lubbock, Monterey?
My wife and I, we've moved a couple times, each time for different reasons. We lived in Katy for 15 years, which is where we raised our son and our daughter. A great place to be, great schools, for our kids. And when my son graduated in 14, then we took about a year to think about it, and we decided we want to be a little closer back home. Her parents are in Roswell, New Mexico. If we could stay in Texas but get close to Roswell, that was sort of the goal, and we had some connections in Lubbock. We both grew up in New Mexico, which was very close to Lubbock. Lubbock seemed like the big city to everyone in New Mexico. So we had a lot of connections there, and just made a few phone calls and got a job up there in Lubbock, Monterey. But after we'd been there for 5 years, and my daughter, she moved back to Houston area after we moved to Lubbock. Then they've got the 2 grandsons, so then we're making this 9-10 hour drive. 2 or 3 times a year, and then we just decided, let's try to get closer to them. And we knew wherever we landed that my son and his wife, and they'd bring their family to wherever we are. So if we can get somewhere down here in Central Texas, or even closer to Houston, Cypress area, that was sort of what we were looking for. And I'm just running through the job board, and I noticed on a Monday night as I was scrolling through that Georgetown came up. And I saw Georgetown baseball, varsity baseball assistant, something like that, and I just kind of blew it off. And then the next night I got on again, and I saw it again. I saw it actually it said varsity, and it had some other detail, and I thought, well, let me give Jordan a call. I'd met him several times because we come down here for the tournament, and I knew that we just played him, and I knew that it was his first year as a head coach, and I knew Foster a little bit also. So I gave him a call and said, "Hey, what's going on with this job? What's it about?" And he, just right away, he sold me on the job. He said, "Well, I need a pitching coach. I need someone a little bit older, someone to come in, just kind of bounce things off of, with experience." He said, "You just do baseball. We have 2 baseball classes. You'll teach 2 classes a day. You don't have to do any football." And I was like, "I'm in." I'm in.
Big draw.
I like football. I love football. I love watching football. I've coached it for 25 years, and it's just it's a drain for me. For some reason, baseball is not a drain. It just is. Football is a drain for me when I coach. But I enjoy the sport. Just kind of got my fill of it. And when he said all that, I was like, "Hey, Jordan, I'm in." And he said, "Well, let me make some phone calls," and he got back to us. And we looked for a job for my wife also, an art position. And there was one here available, so it all just kind of clicked, came together.
I think it was meant to be. Bring you down, and then a couple of years later, you win a state title.
Yep.
What's the difference for you from a head coach and so many years of experience as a head coach now to the head assistant coach and knowing that Jordan has to handle a lot of things that you don't have to mess with?
Oh.
How much is that? Are you enjoying that role?
Oh, I tell people all the time, and I don't know if you've all heard this, I have the best job in the state. I have the best baseball coaching position in the state, hands down. Jordan has all the headaches. I've been through it, done it, don't want to do it anymore. That's the reason why I got out of being a head coach. But I'm just doing varsity baseball. I get to work with the young kids too, and just deal with the pitching. It's an easy class schedule for me. I honestly, and I know people all over the state. I know coaches all over the state, and they always give me a hard time. And I tell them all, every time I see them, yep, I got the best job in the state, best baseball job in the state. So it's a great life.
With 31 years of experience at head coaching and being here at Georgetown now in your fourth year, what's the future for Coach Payne?
I've already done everything I wanted to do career-wise, but I can probably still do another 5 years, possibly more. But that's sort of the goal right now, is to at least stay in it about 3, 4, 5 more years. It was nice winning one state championship. Wouldn't be bad to win another one, in the next couple of years. I think we've got a pretty good prospect for that. But yeah, I've kind of accomplished everything I'd hoped I would. I enjoy what I do right now. Jordan's got a great system. Some of it we put together, but he had really good mentors before I got here. Foster was a great mentor for him. Brinley was a great mentor for him. He had a really good plan when I showed up. I was surprised him being the first head job that he had such knowledge and an idea and a direction and where he wanted to go. It took me a while. It took me 6, 7 years, 8 years as a head coach to finally figure out, this is exactly what I want to do. I just sort of pieced everything together. I honestly didn't have the mentors that he had. And so I had to kind of learn a lot of stuff on the run and build my own program. But right away, he's kind of laid things out, the way he wanted to do things. He has asked my opinion, and we've kind of put some stuff together. But it's been easy. It's been easy. It's very enjoyable. It's a great place to be right here in Georgetown. Great kids to work with. Great administration. Absolutely great administration. One of the best administrative staff I've ever worked with. So it's a great, it's all good.
I'm going to look at your wife for this answer as I ask this question. Is there any chance a different school pulls you away before you retire?
No, I'm not. I've already had a couple offers, and I turned them down. And they were good. They were good offers. They were very, very good offers, and I already turned them down. I mean, I'm happy right here.
I'll tell you what.
The day after we won state championship, I got a phone call. Sunday night, I got a phone call and got an offer on the phone for a local big program. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good right here.
I can say I'm glad you're still here. It is fun to sit and talk about the game of baseball, sitting in the bullpen, chatting during practices, out on the field, and just watching the kids and you coaches work has been a blessing. And so it's fun to be. I was so excited to get coach. He told me it was going to take Jordan being ejected on a Tuesday and a UIL hearing on Thursday for him to be at a coach's show, and it didn't come to fruition, but Ashby hooked us up and had the dinner. And so I'm so glad you were sent over to join us tonight. Coach Chad Payne, our assistant baseball coach here at Georgetown High School. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, it's our Freshman Player of the Week. Sam Stripmatter will join us live here on the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. Stay with us. Welcome back, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, host of your Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. We're live here. The Eagles down to one game remaining in the district season tomorrow night at Bastrop. But now we focus on our freshman and JV players of the week. This week we have our freshman player of the week. He is number 4, Sam Stripmatter. He joins us now. And tell you what, This freshman class has had a lot of hype. This freshman class has a lot of potential. Everyone talking about this freshman-sophomore group coming up, being that next generation that's going to push these juniors and seniors as you guys come up in your age groups. How much fun are you guys having this year? You sit there at a record of 19-7-1 on the year. How much fun are you having?
You know, it's a lot of fun. I mean, we love getting after it every day, and we love playing with each other, so it's a lot of fun.
Couple of games that I went back. I love to look at these guys' stats because you're challenging a group when you have so much potential on the team. One, to get playing time on the field, and two, to produce knowing that you have to fight for that playing time. 422 against Hendrickson, 1 for 2, but he had a walk, an RBI, and a run. Not many people get a walk and an RBI at the same time, scoring runs. Then he goes against Round Rock, JV White, and the freshman team, as the way it says in Game Changer, played against the JV White from Round Rock on Saturday. And he only went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, a run, 3 RBIs, a couple stolen bases. You guys continue to battle, but it's like the next man up. If someone has a bad day at the plate, if someone has a bad day on the mound, that doesn't matter to you guys. You guys continue to show out, and someone steps up and steps in. How do you keep each other going in practice? Is it a competition? Is it's a friendship? Or is it, hey, come time to compete, I want to get my time on the field? And how do you guys keep that balance so you can stay friends and stay teammates, but yet at the same time get your name out there and get on that field?
You know, we like competition and stuff, but, like, we all know our role. And we're all competing for that starting position. But if we're not starting, then we all know our role and we'll be a teammate.
Coach Vieira talks about this, and I know this year with Coach Anzuris and Coach Key as the new coaches on this staff, they preach that. When it's your time, go out, do your role, play your role. When it's your time in the dugout, be that cheerleader, be that guy that lifts up his teammates. How much do you guys are buying into that as freshmen, knowing that that's that trend that's going to be set for the next 4 years?
You know, I think we do a really good job with, like, keeping the energy up in the dugout. And our, like, the people that aren't starting do a good job with, like knowing that they have a role. And, yeah.
19-7-1 is the record this year. Coming in, did you guys have expectations for yourselves? Or was it, hey, we're going to go out and do the best we can, and whatever it happens, it happens? Or will you guys have that mindset that we want to prove that we are the class that's being talked about?
You know, I mean, just like every other team, we want to be undefeated. But, you know, like, even if we lost, just get the next. Like, who cares about that?
In your freshman year to put on the Georgetown logo, we talk about that every week with the freshmen and JV players of the week, and even the juniors and seniors, the honor to wear that G logo, to represent Georgetown in the history of Georgetown baseball. What does that mean as a freshman to come in and put that on and know you're one of those guys on that team that wears that thing with honor? What's that been like for you coming in your freshman year?
It's awesome. Like, I've wanted to be on this team for a long time, and it feels amazing every time getting to practice with the coaches, with the teammates. It's an amazing feeling.
As you go to the summer coming up, baseball's about to end. School's just a few weeks away, maybe a month away, maybe not even a month away, a couple weeks, 3 weeks away. You have 1 week off. No baseball, nothing going on. Where do we find? What does Sam do for fun and entertainment?
Hanging out with friends, chilling at home, and yeah.
Hunting, fishing, MLB the show, anything?
No show.
Only one of the first 2 or 3. Oh, my goodness. This is awesome.
Yeah, I love to hunt and fish when we can get out there, but we're just so busy.
During baseball season, it's a little tough. Practice is going from all the way in January. You guys starting, getting ready for all your workouts. In the summer, do you play travel ball as well? Or what does Sam do?
Not this year because we're so busy, but like I'm going to put work in with coaches and just keep getting after it.
Is there one sport, 2 sports? What is Sam's athletic endeavors?
Football and baseball.
Football. Okay, so that doesn't surprise me. A lot of multiple sport athletes here at Georgetown, and it's something you don't see a lot anymore. That was preached. Coach Griffin just put out something the other day about a study done on that and the well-roundedness of students and athletes that are able to participate in multiple sports in the training. And so, how much does that put pressure on you then in the classroom to focus on that in your grades to keep those, knowing that the standards of the baseball program, Coach Vieira set a very high standard for you guys. How does that put pressure on you knowing you're working at 2 different sports throughout the year to focus in the classroom at the same time?
I mean, not too much pressure, just knowing that you have to keep your grades up in order to do the things you love. Just that's all you need. Outside
of, my favorite question for you guys, outside of recess, nap time, and lunchtime, What's your favorite class right now in school?
Probably business.
Who's the teacher of your business class?
Coach Leatherman.
It's another coach. I'm in my poll in my own head of you guys. What about business? Is that something futuristic for you that you're interested in? I know your dad may know a thing or two about the business world, but is that something that interests Sam?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been thinking about, like what I want to do after like high school and after college.
And it's smart to the way that schools are able to give you that experience in the school through your years of training. Look at the future of Sam Strittmatter. The freshman year is coming to a close. You have your sophomore, junior, and senior years. What's the goals for Sam? What have you set for yourself? What do you want to accomplish academically, athletically? What's going to drive Sam the next 3 years?
I just want to be the best player, the best student, the best person I can be, and do whatever I need to be. Do whatever needs to be done.
Any goals after high school? Is it to go to school? Do you want to continue to play a sport? What is a thought process there for you?
I would like to go to school and play sport, but if not, get a good degree.
I tell you what, something about the business mind, something tells me it's going to be successful out of this young man. Sam, as you look for the end of the year, what's been your best memory about your freshman year with this baseball team and this class?
Like all the big road trips we've taken to like games and stuff. Those bus rides are always so fun.
Sam Strittmatter, number 4 on the. Oh, she caught me. Hold on before I say that. Any shout-outs before I let you go? I messed that up last week.
I want to shout out my parents, grandparents, brothers.
They're all here tonight to support Mr. Sam Strittmatter, number 4, your freshman player of the week. Congrats to you, Sam. I'm going to take a quick break on the Coaches Show. We come back. It's the JV Player of the Week. Jalen Hunter will join us here on the Coaches Show. Stay with us. Back here live, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, the host of your Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, presented by the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Booster Club, and we're joined now by the JV Player of the Week. He wears number 2. His name is Jalen Hunter. He's a sophomore. Welcome in, Jalen Hunter. 20-8 are the JV. I tell you what, the freshman and JV team records are nothing to balk at this year. 19-7-1, 20-8. April 22nd, they played Bastrop. Jalem on the mound, 3 innings pitched, faced 13 batters. Didn't walk anyone, struck out 3, allowed 2 hits, no runs in the win on the mound. I think that was 24-0 win.
Yes,
it was
sir.
11 or 12-0 when he came out of the ball game in the 4th inning. At 4-17 against Eastview, 1 for 3, but yet had 2 runs scored, 3 stolen bases, was hit by a pitch, walked. So the on-base percentage continued to climb, even though the base hits don't come, getting on base in different ways and then stealing plenty of bases like you guys do on this team. And then a game on the mound, I love the stat on the year. Only 6 innings pitched. And that's the one thing Coach Payne was talking about, having a lot of arms on these teams. A lot of these kids not having to pitch a lot of innings. You've got so many arms out there, and you go in and win a game, and 24-0, there's not many innings to be dished out. There's only 5, and you stole 3 of those. But on the year, 6 innings pitched, 1-0 with 2 saves, 5 hits, 1 run, no earned runs, an ERA of 0, and only 2 walks with 8 strikeouts on the year. Batting average is .217. I remember that from earlier. I can't see it on the screen. But the batting average against you is only .217 by your opponents in those games pitched. This JV team is on a run. You guys are playing great baseball, sitting at 28 on the year. You're one of the sophomores on this combination of sophomores and juniors. How much fun is Jalen Hunter having this season?
You know, it's been a really fun year. Second year coming back, wearing this logo. We've been having a lot of fun, and hopefully going to end the year strong tomorrow night.
You mentioned it's the second year to wear this logo. What's it mean different this year than it did the first year? Or does it mean any different? It's just more pride?
I think last year I put a lot of pressure on myself before the season started. As to this year, I felt more comfortable coming in.
You guys seem to be a strong group, this JV team. Some injuries you guys have fought through, and now it's almost like it's sad. You've hit your peak on the way to the end of the season. It's crazy. Some players coming back, and you guys now a 24-0 win over Bastrop, beating Eastview at different games that you guys have competed in, playing different programs. As you challenge yourself in the future, now it's with your second year coming under wrap for you after a freshman and sophomore year, what are your goals as you look to your junior and senior year and playing baseball?
I mean, just help all the teams in any way I can. Play a role on the varsity, whether that's being a teammate or being a guy that can go out there and compete every single day.
If we had to pick a position, if you had to pick a position, I could pick one. I'd just say put him on the mound. It's pretty good numbers right there in those 6-inning pitch. Pick a position on the field. What's your favorite if you got to pick it and the coach says, hey, go to the position you want to play tonight? What is that?
Definitely second base.
Second base, middle infielder. And some of those guys are crazy. They love it. The speed of it, what is it about second base that you like?
I just love getting a lot of action, especially at the higher level. Hitters change their approach and they like to work up the middle a lot, and I love getting a lot of action over there.
As you finish up this sophomore year, and what's been the difference from your freshman year to your JV year, their first year on JV this year as a sophomore? What's been the difference, and has it made you a better player? Are your teammates becoming closer? Are you guys just continuing to improve? Do you push each other? What's it been different for you?
We push each other a lot, especially in practice. We love to compete. We love hanging time with each other outside of baseball. And, it's been great.
Speaking of that, before you go to the summer, you get 1 week off, no strings attached. You can do what you want. What is Jalen going to do for fun or to bide his time?
Probably just stay at home, chill, play some video games, and then hang out with family and friends.
Very good answer. I think I'm looking at Mom and Dad. I saw a camera recording a minute ago. But it's awesome. It's fun to watch these kids as we get to talk to them week in and week out about how much family is a vital part of that. They get a week and they can do whatever. Where would we find you for happiness? And a lot of them say somewhere in there. I'm with my friends and my family, spending that time, that quality time. As we look to the future outside of high school, what's the future for Jalen Hunter? As you think about what you want to do in your life after high school and to college, is it to play sports? Is it to get a degree? What is that?
I want to try playing ball as much as I can, and if that doesn't work out, then try and stay in baseball and probably become maybe a journalist or a statistician.
It's a great fun hobby to get into. I'll tell you, I don't do it for full time, and it is a blast getting to be around you guys and to call the game of baseball, basketball, volleyball, everything here at Georgetown. It's a fun hobby to get into and a fun career to get into. As you look, do you play baseball outside of school or is it just in school?
Yes, sir.
Who do you play for?
THZ.
The hitting zone, our second THZ. Who do you play with over there?
Ezekiel.
Is it with Ezekiel? I was going to say, I thought I saw Ezekiel's mom. We got to talk to him last week, and he was awesome to talk to. The second player that we've talked to that's part of THZ, the hitting zone. As you guys go there and you work at THZ and play there, are you work middle infield? Do you pitch? What positions do you play in club ball?
Last summer they had me play a lot of outfield and pitch mainly, but I'm working to get more infield reps this year. I'll probably still play more outfield and, yes, definitely pitch more.
You have 3 stolen bases in a game. I think there's some speed there that you've got that makes you a good candidate for some outfield, so you got to like that. As that comes, as you go into junior and senior year here at Georgetown, and the coaching staff says, hey, I need good outfielders with speed, is that something you're willing to do and look at to expand your opportunities and to expand your playing, or what does that look like?
Yes, sir. Definitely try and get on the field any way I can, help this team any way I can.
Oh, I almost forgot my main question. No recess, no lunchtime, no nap time. What's your favorite class you're taking right now?
Probably math right now.
Who's your teacher in math?
Coach Payne.
Coach Payne. That's the winning answer of the night. Man, you come one night in my first 3 years here, and Coach Payne even gets a shout-out from a student. That's awesome. As we look towards the end of your year, when do you guys turn around and play baseball quickly after with club? When does that start for you guys? Do you even get a break?
I think it's a week or two before practices start for that.
And then the traveling begins. We've been there, and the weekends are all taken up as you travel. How far do you guys travel this season at THZ? Do you guys play pretty wide out or in the state, or what do you do?
I think we're staying in the state.
That always makes it easier. Our first tournament senior year was Arizona, right out of the box. Graduation, And next week, Mom was in Arizona, and so but you can travel yourself into the ground. I understand as a parent. Any shout-outs before I let you go?
Shout out my dad and my mom. Shout out my coaches, and shout out my JV team.
Number 2, your JV Player of the Week, Jalem Hunter. Thanks for joining us. We'll take a quick timeout. The Eagle Baseball Coaching Show rolls on in just a minute here. We're back here live, Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We move on to the varsity interviews. We've got a junior and a senior tonight. Our junior wears number 18 on the Georgetown varsity roster. His name is Hagen Tate. He joins us now as Coach V comes in the room. But Hagen Tate, one of our, I tell you what, one of the pitchers, he was in there for several innings the other day against Round Rock out at the Dell Diamond. What kind of experience is that for you guys to get that an opportunity to be on the mound at the Dell Diamond? It's a totally different field than we're used to seeing at a high school level. How much fun was that against Round Rock the other day?
It was honestly really fun. You just get to look around and everything. You kind of dream about it since you're a kid, and you just get to, the dirt feels different under your feet. It's a nicer kind of dirt. The sounds, the just feel of everything. It was a really fun experience.
You guys played against a very tough 6A team in Round Rock. They are co-district champions in District 25 in the 6A ranks. They lost to Vista Ridge on Tuesday night to lose their outright title. But they're going to the playoffs. It was a back-and-forth game between you guys. As you guys have competed against top teams in the beginning of the season, as you compete against teams in the latter part against a team like Round Rock on Saturday. This Saturday we'll play against Cedar Ridge, another 6A playoff team. How much fun do you guys have in that? And do you challenge yourselves, or is it a challenge for you guys to fight through? It doesn't matter the opponent. You're just going to go out and play baseball?
Yeah, it's honestly like we don't really see it as any different. They're not. It's just a number with still an A there. They're just kind of like we still just go play hard. We know we can beat them. Like we jumped on Vandergrift early and did pretty well.
Did very well. I think that ended up 12-2 on that win. Talking to you, the first player on the varsity team I've talked to here at the Coaches Show after the 2-game sweep of Eastview. How fun was that for you guys? 2 great ball games that went 10 innings at Eastview on a big win there in the 10th inning, and then a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th on Friday night at home. How big was that to get that 2-game sweep over your crosstown rival?
It was fun. It's fun. You almost have bragging rights. You know, you get to just be like, yeah, we beat the other team in Eastview. You don't want to lose Eastview, all that. And then, like, we always play the close game. So the 10-inning game was fun. Came out with a win. Just a good experience.
As you guys look at it, as it goes into the week, does anyone pay attention to the fact that at the point going in, y'all were 19-2 against Eastview? You don't want to be that team that gets that next mark in the L column. Do you put pressure on yourselves, or you just go out, hey, we've got to beat them, and so we can brag about it and get it behind us and keep moving on?
Yeah, I don't think we put too much pressure on ourselves, but sometimes we'll decide some guys will play down to a level, and then makes it a close game. But not too many guys have pressure. A lot of guys are confident, play well.
You guys move into your final district game on Friday, tomorrow night at Bastrop, and then the playoffs start. Has the mood changed? Has the mindset changed for this team? Or are you guys continuing on in the same path to keep driving forward?
We're just continuing, push hard, play hard, do well.
As this team has gone through the year, the challenge in the non-district season, the run-through district, how much fun are you guys having being at 13-0, going at a chance tomorrow night to go through an undefeated district championship, to be the third in the program history in a row, not the history of Georgetown, but the third in a row for you guys. How much does that mean to you guys? Do you enjoy that, or is it just, hey, that's another box checked, it's time to move on to the playoffs?
So honestly, it's a really fun piece to have. You have a lot of momentum moving forward in the games. You're confident, you know, like we're better than this. Well, we're going to have that undefeated title. We're going to just keep pushing forward and it's fun. All the energy's really high. Nobody's really down. Like it's cool to have a 0 for your loss number.
It is kind of not many teams have that across. If you look at a lot of districts, not many teams have that at all. And it's an honor that you guys have continued to put on the shows and win them a big win on Tuesday night at home, and now tomorrow night a chance to continue that sweep through district. How much fun in your junior year have you having it, but yet how much fun are you looking forward to, and how much are you looking forward to the senior year next year when you come back as one of the leaders on this team as that senior class?
It's if you watch the seniors now, you can just tell it's a different experience than being a junior. It's gonna be kind of sad to know it's the last year. Know that you have something ahead of you. We're not gonna be able to play at Georgetown anymore, and it's fun as a junior. It's a whole different experience than JV. You get to, as long as just being on the varsity and everything, and you get to just enjoy your time, make closer connections with the grade ahead of you and stuff.
What does that mean for you to be a junior now at this point in your career at Georgetown and to wear that G logo?
It feels like you made it to a bigger point each year, and especially when you have that varsity logo. And it's special knowing my whole family grew up around this area and like not booted yet. I'm still playing, so it's a pretty fun deal.
The baseball outside of Georgetown, do you play in the summertime?
Yes, sir.
Who do you play with?
GPS.
Another one, tick mark for the GPS crew. Are you pitch only? Do you play different positions? What are you doing?
Same thing, pitch only.
Pitch only?
Yes, sir.
What is your goals through the summertime this year as you continue to work towards your senior year and become one of those arms that we see regularly in your senior season?
Just keep progressing. I feel like this year I've gotten better with a struggle I've always had, which is consistency, location, all that, and just continue to grow in that area while bumping the velo up and not being out of control and being able to control the run game and all the pieces.
What are the future goals for Hagen Tate?
It's kind of undecided right now. I'm just kind of rolling to see what happens in the next pretty soon, but not too long. Kind of.
You get that week off before travel ball starts. What do you do? Where do we find you having fun?
Wherever I can. I don't really have a plan. Just kind of find something to do and do it.
Hagen Tate, any shout-outs before I let you go?
No, sir.
That's simple. He's the simple one. Number 18, Hagen Tate joins us. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, it's number 3, Riley Hill, joining us live here on the Coaching Show. We'll be right back. We're back here live at Ski Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, the host of your Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. Before I start with Riley Hill, I have to give a shout-out to my grandbabies listening at home, Addison and Adrian, listening at home, watching the show. And so I give a shout-out to two of my grandkids. But now number 3, one of your seniors, Riley Hill, joins us, one of your varsity baseball players. And Riley, I tell you what, it's your senior year. How much fun are you having? And what's it been like, this ride with Georgetown and playing baseball here and wearing this G logo? What's it been like for you as a senior?
Oh, it's been awesome. The pass from tournaments or from scrimmages through tournaments through now, it's felt like we just started yesterday. It's been fun, but it's going by way too fast.
As you look towards the end of your season and as this senior year comes to a close, what's going to be your best memory, your funnest memory of Georgetown and being at Georgetown High School and playing baseball?
My favorite memory is playoffs. We haven't got there yet, but even last year, playoffs is just different. That's my favorite memory is playoffs.
You guys guaranteed in the playoffs. I guess when you win district, you got to get your choice of it too. It'll be next week. I think it's going to be against Navarro out of Austin, and we'll talk to Coach Vieira about that. But how do you guys – does the mindset change for you guys once the season ends tomorrow night, the regular season? Does it gears switch for you guys, or does the drive continue?
Nothing changed at all. If anything, it gets more hype, more fun, but I don't think anything changes.
Tuesday night, we were at home. Senior night, you guys got introduced, and Riley Hill ends up in right field. Any nerves going through you there on senior night? It's your last home game there, last regular season home game. There could be a playoff game or two there in the near future, but Any nerves going through you that night as y'all are introduced and you go out on the field and that ball start flying?
Well, my first at bat, yeah, a little bit. Before I went out there, Cooper Ashby told me just to hit the ball, which easier said than done. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there was some nerves going there, but oh well.
You guys look to finish off the district season 14-0. What will that mean, a third district title for you guys as you come up through this program and these seniors, you guys as a class, get ready to move on? What does that mean for you guys and what the legacy you guys are going to leave as a class?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. Going undefeated, obviously last year we had the one game down. This year, beating that team twice and going undefeated is going to be huge. It'll be fun.
How much fun was that? I asked Hagan, how much fun was that to sweep Eastview in those two battles?
I don't know why, but we always play so tight against them, but it was fun. Going 10 innings, it was long, don't get me wrong, but it was fun. It was stressful too, but it was fun.
What is the future for Riley Hill? As graduation is close upon you when the baseball season comes to an end, what's your future? What are your future plans?
I'm going to go to Blinn, study some sort of business, and then hopefully do some sort of welding on the side. But I'm going to Blinn.
Blinn Junior College out in Bryan College Station, I assume, as several of the young men go from Georgetown over to that area. We don't find you on the baseball field. We don't find you in the classroom. Where do we find Riley Hill having fun? What do you do for fun?
Hunting on the weekends, but at school you'll find me in the welding shop welding, making stuff.
That's awesome that you guys have that ability. I was never in that welding stuff, and to see you guys talk about that. Finally, I almost forgot. Talk about this amazing drill that you put together for FFA. Talk about that and what all happened with that and the accolades you received on that. That thing was amazing. And how many have you sold since then?
I haven't sold any, but yeah, that's my project this year for welding. I made a barbecue pit. I've taken it to 4 major shows, placed in every show, but I like competing. It's a different kind of competing than baseball, but not sold any yet, but if you want it for the right price, you can have it.
It is awesome. The blue color of it, the wheels on it, I mean, it was amazing to see, and it was awesome to see. You even had to go make a presentation about it one day when you took off early out of practice, and it's awesome to see you guys cross doing different activities in the FFA with that welding and what you could do with that. How does that drive you towards a future business maybe of your own in welding?
Yeah, welding is something I can always fall back on, but maybe in the future something. I want to do something in welding eventually.
Any shout-outs before I let you go?
Yeah, shout out parents, coaches, teammates, and my throwing partner, Cooper Ashby.
Cooper Ashby, who's off of his banquet tonight. Number 3, Riley Hill, one of your seniors on the varsity baseball team here at Georgetown. A quick timeout. We come back. It's head coach Jordan Vieira to join us live here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We'll be right back. We're back here live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We get ready to close it up, but we got Coach Jordan Vieira finally able to join us tonight. He was with Cooper Ashby at his ceremony honoring the top 10% there of the senior class. But, Coach, you posted something just maybe it was just today or yesterday about the academic all-state for this program and these seniors. And, man, a number of kids to include some of our stat girls, our athletes, Cooper Ashby being a first-team all-state, and then a couple of a second team, some honorable mentions. It speaks volumes about the program here at Georgetown, the standard that you keep these kids to. How proud are you of that on that side of baseball, that these kids are excelling in the classroom to that extent?
That's massive. You know, we ultimately had 11 guys that were and gals that were selected to the academic all-state team. We had Cooper Ashby was first team, Cord Lawrence was second team, and then the other 9. There's a huge list of them. But being able to earn academic All-State, it's not an easy feat. A, you got to be a senior. B, you got to be able to have, I believe, it's a 93 or better in all your classes overall. And so that's from freshman fall all the way through senior spring. So for those guys to show the academic ability to be able to maintain that GPA over a 4-year period is massive. And those guys did an incredible job of working their tail off and making sure that their grades are a priority.
It's awesome to see the success of the kids off the field and what the effort is put into the classroom. I always joke with Coach Payne as he's sitting in his seat there in the coach's office when the kids start coming in for practice, and he just holds a hand up and these tutorial slips come in. And the first time I ever asked, I was like, what's that? Tutorials. I was like, okay, how bad does it have to be for tutorials? It was less than an 85. What? I was like, that's just it speaks volumes about the expectations level from you guys, this coaching staff and the program to hold them to a higher level. You're going to participate. You're going to miss classes. You're going to strive to excel on the playing field, but you're going to need to strive and excel in the classroom as well. And to see that many kids on the All-State team, look at the Georgetown Lady Eagles softball team. They had several on there as well, and it just speaks volume to Georgetown High School, to Brian Johnson and his administration and what they preach and lead these kids, and you this coaching staff and the softball coaching staff and what you guys do for these kids. It's just fun to be a part of, and it was awesome to see that recognition. And talking about Cooper, then he just shows out, and then he's in the top 10% of his senior class as he gets ready to graduate.
Yep.
In his class size, what is the class size at Georgetown to graduate senior class?
464.
So in the top percent, 46.4 technically. But to be in that and also be an athlete and devoting your time outside the classroom and your efforts in the ball field, and Ashby going on to continue his playing days at Redlands Community College up in El Reno, Oklahoma. So congrats to Cooper Ashby. We will hopefully have him on if we get to have another coaches show. The playoffs will roll on next week. Speaking of that, I know you have had conversations amongst other coaches out of District 24. Any projections for what we're looking at next week after tomorrow night's final district game?
So we should end up with Austin Navarro, same club that we matched up with early the first round last year. Still working out the details of where and when and all that kind of stuff. So hoping for a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series and be able to make that work and be able to get after it with those guys.
So we'll just keep – I assume that will come out on social media from you and the Booster Club.
As soon as we know, we'll get it out there as quickly as we can. Sports Use, social media, all the different areas, the ticket information and game times and all that kind of stuff.
You guys one win away to check that final box before the playoff run begins. How proud are you of this team now? You sit here looking at it. You have one more night on the road at Bastrop tomorrow night at 7 p.m. As a coaching staff, as you come to this point, we take a minute to think about it. How proud are you of this team as they fought through some close games? Eastview 3-2 in 10 innings, 2-1 on a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th, and then to come out and have a showing like they did Tuesday night of a 12-2 win over Bastrop to win it in 5 innings. What's going through the coaching staff's mind as you guys finish up this district championship?
Yeah, the big piece is we've shown a number of ways. And we were just talking about this the other night with after the win on Friday night, but it's when you look at the course of the season, you look at the kind of team that you have on the field. You got to figure out. There's a number of different types of games that you got to win. You got to win a game where you come from behind. You got to get out in front, and you got to win a game that you're not supposed to win and find a way to win it anyways. You got to blow a team out, right? And so those are the 3 types of wins that typically you're looking at that you have to win to figure out what kind of club that you got. And our guys have figured out how to check those boxes. They figured out how to blow teams out whenever they're supposed to blow teams out. They figured out how to play in a tight game and find a way to scratch the run when it matters. We've found a couple of ways to come from behind in different situations and to be able to ultimately have more runs at the end of that game. And it's been really fun to watch this group develop from the group that we were at the beginning with the tournaments and the adversity that we faced against some really good baseball. And then to see the team continue to develop throughout district and learning different tools to be able to add to the game and seeing different guys step up in different positions and different parts of the lineup and being able to execute different pieces along the way are all things that are culminating at the right time heading into the playoffs. And so we're hoping that we can continue to use those tools and use that progression and lean on some of the hard times and show, hey, man, we've been able to come back in situations like this, and just to be able to continue the development along the way of we got to go win 2 games this weekend. And so it's been a lot of fun to watch. It's been a lot of time that's been nice to be able to watch guys step up in different situations and be able to continue to grow. And the pride that I have for this group of guys is slim to none with or compared to very few. And so these guys have done a phenomenal job, and I'm excited that they have the opportunity to be undefeated district champions going into tomorrow night, and more importantly, being able to make a run of the playoffs.
As we look at it, before talking to you about it now, Eastview had to turn around after being beat 2 games in a row by Georgetown and being a fan of Georgetown. We need you to win for us to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They had the easy road in the sense with the district set up with the Conley the last 2 games. They haven't won a game in district. But knowing that Georgetown needed to give them some help, we did that on Tuesday night. How do you keep these guys motivated knowing that, hey, no matter what, there's teams that count on you, but there's teams looking to come for you again? That's a thing you could see down in the future is what can Eastview make a run in the playoffs? What can Hendrickson, what can Elgin make a run in the playoffs? The future opponents that you may see again, how do you keep these guys on that track that it doesn't matter that opponent? You keep that faceless opponent in the other dugout.
Yeah, we're never ones that are going to try and put a face on who we're trying to play. We'll have our scout information of what they like to do and the things that they tend to do in certain situations, the way they like to pitch, the way they like to steal bags, the different types of bunt defenses and things that they like to run, and show them, hey, here's the avenues of which we can exploit to our advantage with what we do well. Just trying to remember that we're never playing against a team. We're playing against a game, and maintaining that process-oriented thought process of it's about this situation, it's about this execution, it's about this pitch, it's about this inning. It's not necessarily about this entire game, or it's about what's going on in their dugout. It's cliche at this point, but once you put a face on that opponent, and you put a name on that opponent, and you start worrying about who they are and what you get lost in it. And so we're constantly trying to reflect back upon what do we do well, what do we control, and being able to execute what we control well ultimately result in us being able to win baseball games.
In an at-bat, we'll go back to that Eastview game, that walk-off hit by the sophomore Jack Kiki.
Yeah.
What does a hit like that do for the confidence of the only sophomore on this team, but for other players on this team? That the bottom of the lineup created havoc on that game to win that game. Luke Colley, the leadoff walk by Reese, talent ball stealing around from second to third on the bunt by Hayden Grooms. Luke Colley's beautiful bunt to score, talent from third base for the tying run, and then a base hit by your number 9 hitter. How big of a confidence does that help these kids knowing, hey, we were trailing the entire game from the first inning all the way down to the bottom of the 7th, but yet it doesn't matter who in that lineup, they're going to get the job done. How big was that?
It's huge. We've had conversations with other coaches and amongst our staff as well of, if you want to make a run in the playoffs and you look at every team that makes a run typically and you're able to see stats and things like that, if you look at 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, those are the guys that when they get hot, lineups continue to turn over, and that's when you start to make runs. And so for the bottom half of our lineup, especially at the end of that game on Friday night, to really be able to flip a switch and be able to execute and kill the Buffalo was a big piece of being able to make all that happen. We were starting to get production out of some areas where it adds to the pressure at the bottom of the lineup. And if you're an opposing pitcher and you look at the lineup 1 through 9 and you realize that there's not an easy out at any point along the way, you generally start to recognize, hey, we're in it for the long fight tonight.
Saturday we'll play against Cedar Ridge at home. They are a 6A team headed to the playoffs out of District 25 with Round Rock and Vista Ridge. What do we expect out of a Cedar Ridge team on Saturday as well?
Yeah, they're a good club. They played on Tuesday. They're off tomorrow, the way their district lines up. And so there's a good chance we get their number 1 guy, and we're going to get their best effort. And they're a team that is coming trying to prove a point and get ready to rock and roll for the playoffs. They were a club that didn't make the playoffs last year, and they've kind of turned the corner and been a lot better of a team headed into this year. So expect Saturday to be a fun one. It's going to be a good game. It's our exceptional Georgetown Alliance game with the kids that we host for the Challenger game. Have them back out to the ballpark and have them on the field for the national anthem and get to spend a little bit extra time with those guys and be able to do that. And then hopefully it's going to be a beautiful day of weather and we'll be able to get out there and get after it.
Well, make sure you tell Cooper Ashby for me tomorrow. Thank you for being in the top 10%. So you were tied up, so we could have the infamous Coach Chad Payne on with his
Been
opportunity.
planning it for years.
I told him I've been trying since 2022 to get him on, and it's going to be you getting thrown out of a game, and instead Cooper Ashby pulled it out for us. But as this team goes to tomorrow, 7 o'clock start, any plans or expectations with the weather that's possible in the area of any changes?
Yeah, so it's supposed to blow through. It's supposed to be out by 5 o'clock was the last that I saw. And then, we're just gonna roll with what we can. Hopefully we'll be able to hang around for a while and be able to get it done. If for some reason we end up not being able to get it in, we'll have to play on Saturday instead and be able to figure out that situation along the way there. So, we're just going to control what we control, and that's our process. And if weather keeps that from happening, then we'll strap it up and get after it the next day.
Don't shy away from the trip down to Bastrop tomorrow. They do have an all-new turf surface. They redid that field over the summertime. Last year, if you sneezed a couple of times, the field was flooded. It was done. And they have put some time, effort, and money into it. The bond program passed, and they have a beautiful complex. So hopefully we'll be able to get that game in no matter what, so we can run around Saturday and welcome in Cedar Ridge for one last battle in non-district before the playoffs begin. Head coach Jordan Vieira joins us. I think we're Jeff, do you need to talk, Jeff? Like his son, he's not listening. Do you need to talk? Do you need anything to put out? Next week during the games, district championship shirts and playoff shirts will be available. Jeff Rogers will be there in person selling them. He'll have the apron on, cash money. He'll take Venmo, PayPal, anything like that, I guess. I don't know. He didn't come up here and tell us, so we'll go with what we can.
Sounds like his bet.
Apple Pay maybe on the side. He's pointing to Strip Matter. Miss Strip Matter's the one. That's me. I don't have to do it. Georgetown plays tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at Bastrop. Come down and join us. If not, we'll have the call live on the SHN Sports Network. First Responder Broadcasting loves covering all things Georgetown baseball. We'll be there live, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. And then Saturday, back live here at the Eagle Field, 12:45 pregame. All right, we'll go early, 12:30 pregame with the All Abilities, the challenge group to be there and to make sure we highlight them as they come out with the team. 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock first pitch. Thanks for joining us tonight. To Mesquite Creek Outfitters, thanks for hosting our Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. We appreciate you each and every week. And for the Eagle Baseball Booster Club and the board there, thank you for making this all possible. For Coach Vieira, I'm Wally Harmon. Thanks for joining us tonight live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We'll sign it off. See you tomorrow night live from Bastrop, Texas. So remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everyone.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.